message to Jets fans as we go into this offseason?
I mean, there's 31 teams that have long, troubling off seasons, and it's only one team that holds that trophy. We want to be that team. I just say, just stick with us as you will, and it's going to be a long off season for all of us. So we'll look forward to getting back here in April or whenever we get back out and start building the excitement like we did last year, and hopefully have a little more good fortune injury-wise.
What's it going to take to beat that team that hosts the Lombardi Trophy?
Yeah, I think we need a couple more pieces, which anybody that doesn't host at the end of the season always needs probably one or two more pieces. But we're close. There's some tough decisions about certain individuals. But I think we got a core group of guys that's really solid. I think you saw a lot of great play this year from individuals. Some guys took some steps from years 1 and 2. I think there's a lot of great cornerstone foundational pieces to build around what you need. Great young talent guys in their first contract, guys who just got paid, who played at a high level. We had 2 Pro Bowlers and a lot of other guys who could have been, but those are all on the defensive side of the ball or our 2 specialists. So we need to make sure we get some of those guys getting the recognition and playing at the Pro Bowl level, all-pro level on the offensive side of the ball.
You mentioned the changes. Robert was telling us there's going to be no significant ones on staff, meaning Kate's coming back, Jeff's coming back, everyone's coming back. When you were in Green Bay, there really wasn't usually much turnover. So how important is continuity to an organization, and how much better can this offense be now that everyone who is coming back has a second year with me?
Yeah, I think we need some pieces, for sure. I think we had a lot of injuries up front, so we got to shore up the offensive line. That's important. And we need some more receiver help probably. But I like where we're at from a schematic standpoint and what I know I can do in the offense. But there's always changes. I think Nate and I spent some time really taking a deep dive into the offense and kind of what we want to do moving forward. There's always change. That's part of this business.
We didn't get a chance to see the plan of you being the starter this year with Zach as a backup learning. Is that something you'd like to see next year actually happen?
That situation?
Yeah.
I'd like to be the starter, yeah.
The second part, though.
I love Zach, and I want what's best for Zach. And if he wants to be here, and if that's what's best for him, then obviously we'd love to have that relationship for another year. But I want what's best for him and where he wants to be. And sometimes a change of scenery, as I know, can be a breath of fresh air, and it's good to be able to have a new start sometimes. But I love Zach, and we'll still be connected, and we'll see what happens.
Aaron, you mentioned this team needing some players. How much of a role would you like to play in helping get them here, and how do you balance familiarity with this system and with you versus maybe players that you haven't necessarily worked with before, and how they could still help this team?
Yeah, as much or as little as they want. I have relationships with various people across the NFL and friends, and work out together with a lot of NFL guys. But, Joe and his staff have done a nice job over the years. So if he wants my help in recruiting, I'm available. I don't necessarily think it has to be anybody associated with this system. It's just it's about character. I think we need maybe some characters on the offensive line. Some of the best lines we've ever had have had some serious characters. I think about the 14 line, 5 characters on that. So I think just bringing some high character guys, if they're characters as well, that'd be fantastic. But I think we're close, which is the exciting thing.
You said last year that you would consider retirement
Yeah.
for the darkness retreat. Having the game taken away from you this year, has it changed your view on how long you want to play, your love of the game, anything like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Definitely. I was, thinking when I got traded it was, going to be a 1-year thing. Then I got out here, realized how much fun I was having, and kind of fallen back in love with the game. And I said, I said to you guys, this is not going to be a 1-year thing. And then it gets taken away. And So this is not a 1 year in my mind. I mean, obviously, it's a what have you done for me lately, and I'm going to have to go out and prove I can still play at a high level. But I'd like this to be more than just next year.
You said a moment ago, Aaron, still have to prove that you play at a high level.
Right.
Do you mean prove it to yourself or prove it to people out in the outside world who maybe, do you sense that there's some doubts out there that a 40-year-old quarterback coming off that kind of injury can be what he was a couple of years ago?
I wasn't really either of those two things, Rich. I would say it's more coming back next year and playing well is going to allow me to play another season. So obviously we're all going to be on the quote-unquote hot seat next year. You know, it's going to be an important year for all of us, and I love that. I mean, I think that's fantastic. I mean, we should approach that every single year. It's a what have you done for me lately? If you have a down year, a bad year, there's going to be people calling to move on, and especially when you're 40 years old. So I'm going to go out there and play as well as I can, and obviously if I have the season I know I'm capable of having, and we have the success I know we're capable of having, then all that stuff takes care of itself.